Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're just going to be talking about what it feels like to be working as a banking advisor intern at one of the big fours in Canada. So, a lot of people are scared, thinking that, oh, there's so many people with so much experience. And honestly, when I first took the job, I felt the same way. There's just so much stuff to learn. But I had some really great mentors, and they're all willing to help me if there's something I didn't know. So it was a really nice experience. I really thought it was going to be much different. I can't say for any of the other banks because I haven't worked at all of the financial institutions. There were some financial institutions that when I interviewed there, it was kind of shady, so I didn't really enjoy that. I'm not going to mention which one, but um, I didn't like the person that interviewed me at all. Their mindset was really corrupt. I felt like I was interviewed by the wrong person, and um, they didn't have like a really good intention towards the client, and that kind of scared me off. So I didn't go back to that. I didn't go back to that company even. I didn't go back to that bank even though they were willing to move forward with me. So I got I got recruited into another one of the big four, and the recruiter that interviewed me, he was very knowledgeable. He knew a lot about the bank. He was in business for at least 35 years. And everyone in the branch that I'm currently working at is very supportive. We have a lot of social events, which is really good for banks like this. We get to go around, talk to all forms of um, expertise. There's mortgage specialists. Um, there's retirement planners, financial planners. There's so many different people. There's private banking, things like that, that will enable you to understand and not be so scared of these positions because they'll tell you what they were doing and how they got to these places. And surprisingly, a lot of them started as a teller or as a banking advisor, which I'm doing right now. And they slowly work their way up 20, 30 years, and that's what they've been doing the whole time. So, um, in a sense, it's a more welcoming environment to work in. It's more inclusive, so um, you don't have to worry about pressure that much in a sense. I still feel the pressure to perform sometimes because I'm still an intern. I want to be on top. I want everyone to, I would say like recognize me, but I'm doing it more for myself because I want to be on top of everything I do. I don't want to fail anyone in terms of the expectation, and I can't achieve that. So there's that for me. Otherwise, there's nothing to be afraid of. I know there's a lot of negative stuff floating around on the internet, speaking how everyone just floating towards the credit unions because the big four is just so corrupt and things like that. Um, I would say so far I haven't seen people straight up being corrupt. Obviously, if they are, they wouldn't show an intern, something like that. But there are times that it does get scary. Um, but most of the time, it's I wouldn't say carefree, but everyone knows what they have to do. So um, there's it's not like the news saying like these people come out, they're pressured to do all these stuff. It might be different for every single branch, but so far I haven't experienced it yet. And I would say it's just luck or it's a blessing. And I feel like um, for other financial institutions, I can't say if the same thing happens, but we get a lot of people coming in to the bank I work at. They come from all these other institutions. And one thing that you do have to note is that if you stay in a position too long, so let's say if I was a banking advisor for 5 years and you get accustomed to it, it's really hard to move out of the banking advisor position because um, you're going to be stuck in that position unless you make a transition into like a financial advisor, a financial planner, or something like that. Because if you get stuck in the position, it's really tough for the branch to kind of release you because you're a real senior guy there, right? And they would rather get rid of like the new banking advisor that has a 2 year experience and he wants to be a financial advisor than you who's been there for 5 years and wants to be a financial advisor because you're just simply better at the job than him. Um, more experienced, and the branch needs you more than they need the guy with the 2 year experience. So after a few years, you kind of want to move out of your comfort zone. The moment you stay comfortable, that's the end of you essentially. So you gotta keep moving. You can't stay in the same place. But otherwise, everything so far, 3, 4 months, it's been good. Some clients have been brutal, but it happens all the time because you're still in the retail section. You kind of have to. Um, it's kind of expected, you know. You do gain a little bit more, that little bit more respect than if you're selling clothes, or like if you're selling Canadian Goose or something like that, or if you're selling like any kind of product. If you're in the bank, you're you're like a little bit higher than the other people in other people's minds. It's just a way society works. Even though you're still in the retail sector, they have a little bit more respect for you because you're helping them with their finances, giving them advice, telling them what's the most optimal way to go about saving their money and their investments, things like that. Um, they don't actually, even for some clients, they don't care that you're offering advice. And you'll get that sometimes. That's fine, but you're not bowing down to every single client that spits in your face anymore. It's not McDonald's. It's not I don't know, KFC where you're offering food or something to your client and they just spit in your face and there's nothing you can do. You're in a place where people come to do banking and you have to respect that. Like, and there's just no way that someone is going to help you if you come in speaking like a know-it-all, even though you don't even work in the banking industry, and you're just spitting over everyone, yelling over everyone, sometimes even wanting to fight for no reason, like it happens sometimes. In that case, we as a bank as a whole, there's no way we're not going to stand up and say we're just not going to help you. There's some bottom lines that even banks have to deal with. We're not just we're not just helping every single client that comes into our face. There's clients we reject too if they get too offensive. But that's pretty much it for in terms of the working environment, the coworkers, the clients. But there's some really nice clients too, so it's really bipolar. In my time of working, I've met some really great clients that I've really enjoyed working with, and obviously there's not so good experiences, but you kind of have to throw that into the back of your mind. Well, that's pretty much my work experience so far as a banking advisor, and it's like a work environment. Kind of wanted to share it just in case people that are scared out there and don't want to come into this job. That's it for today. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave it in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer your question as best as I can. And I'll see you next time.